Welcome to my bold and beautiful today's show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Katie catches Daphne kissing Carter. Steffy's scheme exposed. Katie Logan discovers Steffy's covert plan after spotting Daphne Rose kissing Carter Walton. Katie confronts Daphne and fiercely protects Carter, while tensions between the Forresters and Logans intensify. Daphne's kiss with Carter exposes Steffy's master plan. The Logan-Forrester war is about to explode after a shocking moment that changes everything. What happens when a protective ex catches her friend in the arms of a known schemer? Pure soap drama. When Katie Logan notices Daphne Rose giving Carter Walton a passionate kiss without him realizing it, she is about to witness something that will shock Forrester Creations. Katie catches the kiss that changes everything. On Monday's episode, Katie will be at the right place at exactly the right time or wrong time, depending on whose side you're on. In the aftermath of the Forrester fashion show, Katie will witness a moment that confirms her worst suspicions: Daphne kissing Carter. This isn't just any innocent smooch, folks. This is the smoking gun that proves what Katie has suspected all along, that Daphne is working as Steffy Forrester's personal secret agent in a calculated scheme to manipulate Carter and undermine his relationship with Hope Logan. The look on Katie's face will tell the whole story: shock, betrayal, and that fierce Logan determination we've come to know and love. And believe me, she's not about to stand by and watch Carter be played like this. The scheme that's about to implode. Let's back up for those who haven't been following the drama. Daphne Rose, that sophisticated Parisian perfumer who just happened to bring her talents to Forrester Creations, didn't just show up by accident. She's been Steffy's secret weapon all along. The mission: torpedo any possibility of a reunion between Carter and Hope by seducing him and persuading him to hand over power to the Forresters. And Steffy was almost caught, until Katie saw that kiss. The fact that Katie is not simply witnessing a random kiss is what makes this moment so explosive. She's watching the confirmation of a betrayal that affects people she deeply cares about. And if there's one thing we know about the Logan women, it's that they fight fiercely for the ones they love. Katie's protective instincts kick into high gear. No time is wasted by Katie. Spoilers reveal that by Tuesday, she'll be eavesdropping on a conversation between Daphne and Zende Forrester, uncovering the full extent of Daphne's true mission. By Wednesday, she'll be confronting Daphne directly. Take my word for it when I say that Daphne has no chance against the fury of a Logan who is protective. Katie knows all about betrayal, and she's not about to let Carter fall victim to Steffy's manipulation. And the drama doesn't stop there. With her human resources position at Forrester, Katie might even leverage her professional power to challenge Daphne's place at the company. Talk about using every weapon in your arsenal. Carter's fury and Hope's second chance. When Carter learns he's been nothing but a pawn in Steffy's elaborate chess game, he'll be furious. Can you blame him? After everything he's been through, being abandoned by Quinn, losing Katie, and now this? The man deserves better. This revelation could be the push that sends Carter firmly back into Hope's corner. In fact, by week's end, Liam Spencer will actually be urging Hope to give Carter another chance. Yes, you read that correctly. Liam encouraging his ex to pursue someone else. Is this bizarro world? Or is it just another day in the world of soaps? The fallout from Katie's discovery will reshape relationships across the board. Will Carter and Hope finally get their second chance? Will Katie's actions bring her closer to Carter again, or push her toward reconciliation with Bill? What about Steffy, as well? Will her scheme cost her more than she bargained for? What's next in this explosive saga? The moment Katie catches Daphne kissing Carter is just the beginning of a dramatic chain reaction that will affect nearly everyone in Los Angeles. Here's what we can expect. Katie won't just expose Daphne, she'll corner her and force her to admit to Steffy's plot. And with Katie in charge of HR, Daphne's days at Forrester Creations could be numbered. Carter will likely lash out at Steffy for her manipulation and distance himself from her entirely, focusing instead on repairing things with Hope. Could this finally be the beginning of a real Carter or Hope romance? And speaking of relationships, this betrayal will intensify the ongoing feud between the Forresters and the Logans or Spencers. Katie and Brooke will be enraged at Steffy for using Daphne to spy on them, and Ridge may find himself caught in the middle once again. The relationships and power dynamics at Forrester Creations are certain to undergo a complete reorganization. Will Steffi's scheme cost her more than just Carter's trust? And who will end up with whom when the dust finally settles? I don't know about you, but I'll be glued to my screen all week to watch this drama unfold. Steffy and Daphne's secret leaks. Katie fumes. Katie Logan will be furious at Carter Walton's manipulation because The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that the secret of Steffy Forrester and Daphne Rose will be revealed. After the fashion show wrapped up, Katie spied Daphne kissing Carter in a close moment. Now Katie's set to do some eavesdropping while Daphne and Zende Forrester Dominguez discuss a secret. B&B fans know Daphne was part of Steffi's grand plan to put the company back in the Forresters' hands. Daphne only came to LA as a favor to Steffy, who wanted her to break up Carter's relationship with Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and convince him to surrender power. Katie won't learn all the details as Daphne and Zende discuss the plan paying off, but she'll overhear enough to know Daphne was playing deity for Steffy. After Katie finishes listening in on this discussion, she'll confront Daphne in private and push for the whole truth. Daphne will land in a tight spot as Katie lashes out over the way Carter was manipulated. Of course, Daphne may start to panic once Katie vows to tell Carter exactly what Steffy and Daphne have been up to. This could ruin Daphne's chances of being a real couple with Carter, which is a problem since she's developed genuine feelings for him. As for Ridge Forrester, he'll launch a confrontation of his own with Eric Forrester. Eric's showstopper idea put Brooke Logan in the spotlight and created plenty of buzz. But now Taylor Hayes is feeling hot and insecure. Although Ridge will have some issues with Eric's stunt, Eric will continue to defend it and will remind his son that Brooke is his destiny. We'll see Eric make more predictions about Brooke and Ridge's future together, so Ridge will have a lot to think about. Despite Eric's positivity, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some disappointing news is coming up for Brooke in the coming episodes. Brooke and Daphne get their men. Brooke and Daphne found a way to get their men on the Monday, April 28th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke finally emerged from the vault in time to witness the spectacular moment. Meanwhile, Daphne lured Carter with her new seductive scent. However, there is some drama. You must watch the riveting episode today for yourself. Show-stopping moments. Brooke closed the House of Forrester fashion show. Similar to her outfit in Portofino, she exited in a white wedding gown. But this wasn't planned. Eric made the decision in the last minute. He was inspired by Brooke's burning love for Ridge. Although he likes Taylor, he still believes that Brooke is the right woman for his son. It seemed to work because it caught Ridge's eye. He couldn't stop exclaiming about that incredible moment. Ridge claimed Brooke was the one who saved the show. However, he didn't know that it was planned. After the show, the Forresters learned about Brooke and Eric's clever little plan. But the numbers proved that it was the right way to close out the show. Meanwhile, Carter and Daphne also celebrated. They were on a high after the numbers also showed that Daphne's new fragrance was a hit. The intoxicating new scent was the topic of endless conversation. It caught Carter's attention because he suddenly became obsessed with Daphne. They kissed as Katie watched them behind the curtain. How do we proceed from here? Brooke seemed pleased with herself. Ridge finally remembered what happened in Portofino, thanks to her. After becoming the highlight of the fashion show, Brooke appeared content with herself. She hopes that her plan will finally bring Ridge back into her life. Meanwhile, Daphne was pleased with the launch of her new perfume. It was probably inspired by her growing feelings for Carter. But will it work? Will Carter finally give up on Hope and begin a new romance? Just a few days ago, he begged Hope to bring him back. We are eager to see what transpires next. When Katie Logan, fierce, loyal, and more determined than ever, witnesses the shocking moment that threatens to bring Steffy Forrester's latest manipulation down, even the most intricate of plots can unravel spectacularly when exposed to the light. At Forrester Creations, secrets and schemes are stitched into every seam of the glamorous gowns that are paraded down the runway. Brooke Logan stuns in a last-minute showstopper at a triumphant Forrester fashion show, reigniting Ridge's eternal longing for the woman Eric believes will be his son's destiny, So it seems. However, Steffy employs the sophisticated and seductive Daphne Rose to entice Carter Walton away from any Logan entanglements, as he is furious over Hope Logan's lingering affection for Carter Walton and desperately wants Forrester Creations to remain in his control. Little did Steffy anticipate that her weapon, Daphne, armed with charm, Parisian elegance, and a devastating new fragrance, would not only capture Carter's attention but develop real feelings for him, complicating everything just as victory seemed assured. Katie, ever the protector especially where Carter is concerned, senses that something is amiss and, as fate would have it, stumbles upon the truth in the most soap-operatic fashion imaginable. She catches Daphne kissing Carter backstage after the successful debut of her intoxicating perfume line, her heart sinking as her suspicions crystallize into undeniable reality. What Katie sees is not just an act of affection. It is betrayal incarnate, a vivid symbol of Steffy's attempt to manipulate not just Carter's heart but the entire balance of power within Forrester Creations, aiming to drive a wedge deeper between the Logans and Forresters. The pain of previous betrayals, of men who lied, schemed, and chose ambition over love, fuels Katie's fury as she vows to protect Carter from being a pawn in Steffy's corporate chess game. Her reaction is instantaneous and electric. Knowing she cannot act without more proof, Katie stealthily follows Daphne, overhearing a damning conversation between her and Zende Forrester Dominguez, where laughter and casual boasts confirm that Daphne's seduction was always a calculated move designed to fracture Carter's bond with Hope and consolidate Forrester control. Though the specifics remain murky, the context is clear enough for Katie to form a battle plan, one rooted not only in loyalty but in her newly reclaimed sense of self-worth. The following day, Katie confronts Daphne in a private yet explosive encounter, unleashing her righteous anger and forcing Daphne to face the consequences of her deception. Cornered and panicked, Daphne tries to justify her actions, admitting to her original intent but also confessing that she has developed genuine feelings for Carter, feelings that were never part of Steffy's cold, strategic design. But Katie remains unmoved. Her priority is Carter's well-being, and she makes it abundantly clear that Daphne's days at Forrester Creations and any future she imagined with Carter are now hanging by a thread. Word of the betrayal spreads faster than wildfire through the elegant halls of Forrester, with Katie wasting no time informing Carter about Steffy's underhanded scheme. The revelation shatters Carter's world once more, reopening wounds still raw from his broken engagements and dashed hopes. His trust, so hard-won and so easy to lose, vanishes in a flash, and he becomes enraged not only at Daphne but also at Steffy, whom he had once considered an ally and friend. Hope, on the other hand, finds herself being drawn back into Carter's circle as Liam Spencer unexpectedly encourages her to think about giving Carter another chance. It's a strange and surreal twist, but in the ever-complicated world of Los Angeles elite, motives are rarely pure, and alliances shift like the tides. As Hope grapples with her feelings, Carter, devastated yet determined to reclaim agency over his life, distances himself entirely from Steffy, leaving her isolated and vulnerable to the consequences of her own machinations. Steffy's problems continue after that. With the authority of human resources, Katie launches a formal investigation into Daphne's actions, raising the possibility of termination for both ethical violations and the harm done to the fragile internal harmony of the company. The Forresters, ever proud, close ranks around Steffy, but the cracks undeniable. Brooke, emboldened by Katie's discoveries, demands accountability, while Ridge, caught between his loyalty to his daughter and his rekindled love for Brooke, finds himself once again torn between the two halves of his heart. Eric, for his part, stands by Brooke, insisting that integrity must guide Forrester Creations through this storm if it is to survive intact. Daphne, remorseful but unable to undo her actions, faces an uncertain future amid all this chaos. Her genuine feelings for Carter may be real, but the foundation upon which they were built, deceit, manipulation, betrayal, is too unstable to sustain any lasting happiness. As the week barrels toward its dramatic climax, the once impenetrable facade of Forrester Creations threatens to crumble under the weight of so many intertwined scandals. Will Carter accept Hope's heart and give them both a chance at redemption and healing? Will Katie's righteous crusade leave her standing alone once again, or will her fierce loyalty finally lead her to the love and respect she deserves? And what about Steffy, who might discover that she has put everything she holds dear in danger in her efforts to preserve the legacy of her family? Even Ridge's future with Brooke hangs precariously in the balance, as Eric's prophetic words about destiny and true love echo through the halls that have seen decades of triumphs and tragedies. One thing is certain. In the glitzy, treacherous world of the bold and the beautiful, no secret stays buried forever, and when the truth comes out, the fallout is as breathtaking and as devastating as the most stunning haute couture finale. The Logan-Forrester conflict is not only resuming, but it is also exploding with a fury that promises to reshape every relationship, rivalry, and aspiration in its path, forever altering the glittering world of fashion, love, and ambition. The bold and the beautiful is no stranger to scandal, betrayal, and high-stakes manipulation, but the latest twist, Katie Logan catching Daphne Rose in a passionate kiss with Carter Walton, has sent shockwaves through Forrester Creations and beyond. This single moment isn't just a random romantic entanglement, it's the unraveling of Steffy Forrester's meticulously crafted scheme, a revelation that threatens to ignite an all-out war between the Logans and the Forresters. The implications of this kiss stretch far beyond Carter and Daphne, exposing hidden agendas, reigniting old rivalries, and setting the stage for explosive confrontations. The kiss that changes everything. Steffy and Daphne's worst-case scenario finds Katie Logan, ever the perceptive and protective force, in the right place at the right time. Fresh off the high of Forrester's successful fashion show, where Brooke Logan made a stunning, unplanned appearance in a wedding gown. Tensions are already simmering. However, nothing can compare to the explosive discovery that Katie makes. Daphne Rose, a Parisian perfumer who appears to be harmless, kissing Carter Walton. The conclusive evidence Katie has been waiting for is more than just a casual kiss. She had suspected for weeks that Daphne's sudden appearance at Forrester was not coincidental. Now, her instincts are confirmed. Daphne is Steffy's secret weapon, planted to seduce Carter, dismantle his connection to Hope Logan, and ensure power remains firmly in Forrester hands. The approaching storm is foreshadowed by Katie's shocked, betrayed, and characteristic Logan Fury expression. Steffy's master plan unraveled. Daphne's arrival in Los Angeles was never just about perfume. Behind the scenes, Steffy orchestrated her friend's entrance as part of a calculated ploy to manipulate Carter. The mission? Drive a wedge between him and Hope, ensuring Carter doesn't align too closely with the Logans, who have been steadily gaining influence within Forrester Creations. Steffy's endgame? A Forrester-controlled empire, free from Logan interference. But like all soap opera schemes, this one has a fatal flaw. It relies on secrecy. Once Katie witnesses that kiss, the dominoes begin to fall. When she eavesdrops on a hushed conversation between Daphne and Zende the following day, the truth emerges. Daphne was here as Steffy's pawn and never for business. The moment Katie hears enough, she's armed with the ammunition she needs to blow the whole operation wide open. Katie's fury, a Logan woman scorned. Katie Logan is no stranger to betrayal. From her tumultuous marriage to Bill Spencer to the countless Forrester Logan battles, she's learned to fight dirty when necessary. And now, seeing Carter, a man she once loved and still deeply cares, for being used as a pawn. That's a line Steffy shouldn't have crossed. Spoilers reveal that Katie doesn't just confront Daphne, she destroys her. With the full force of her HR position at Forrester, Katie threatens Daphne's job, her reputation, and any future she might have hoped for with Carter. The confrontation is pure soap gold. Accusations fly, secrets are laid bare, and Daphne, who may have actually developed real feelings for Carter, finds herself trapped between loyalty to Steffy and the mess she's created. However, Katie is not done. She's determined to expose Steffy's role in this, ensuring Carter knows exactly how he's been played. And given Carter's history of being manipulated, his reaction will be volcanic. Carter's betrayal and Hope's second chance. Carter Walton has endured enough emotional whiplash to last a lifetime. Abandoned by Quinn, heartbroken over Katie, and now realizing his budding romance with Daphne was all a lie, the man is done. When Katie reveals the truth, Carter's rage will be directed squarely at Steffy, the mastermind behind this emotional sabotage. This revelation couldn't come at a more pivotal time. Just days before, Carter was on his knees, begging Hope for another chance. Now, with Steffy's scheme exposed, Hope may see Carter in a new light, not as a Forrester loyalist, but as another victim of their manipulations. Even Liam Spencer, of all people, is reportedly pushing Hope to give Carter another shot. Could this be the beginning of a real Carter-Hope romance? With Steffy's interference out in the open, the path is clearer than ever. However, nothing in Los Angeles is ever that straightforward. The Forrester-Logan war reignites. Katie's discovery doesn't just affect Carter and Daphne, it reignites the never-ending battle between the Forresters and the Logans. Brooke, already riding high after her dramatic fashion show moment, will be furious at Steffy for planting a spy in their midst. Ridge, as always, will be caught in the middle, torn between defending his daughter and acknowledging the underhanded tactics she's employed. Meanwhile, Eric's continued meddling in Ridge's love life adds another layer of tension. Taylor, already insecure after Brooke's grand re-entrance into Ridge's orbit, will feel even more sidelined. The Forrester family dynamics are about to implode again.